Hi, folks. I've been hanging out with a lot of ex-cons this week, namely a gentleman from the publication Prison Legal News, Paul Wright, the executive editor, and Alex Friedman, the managing editor. Both were guys who did violent crimes involving guns and robbing, and both guys did a lot of time. And they don't really have a problem with being arrested, obviously. When you do the crime, you got to do the time, but their treatment in there and what is going on in our prisons is stunning. And I think we all know deep down that it's a major problem, but it's sort of like taxes or the guest bedroom. Underneath the bed, there's all that clutter. I'll deal with that sometime. I'll take it into storage, I guess, but I don't deal with it now. Then a loved one or a relative is shoved under the bed in the guest room, and you go, oh, I guess I have to deal with this now. I guess I have to deal with the fact that more men get raped in prison than women get raped in the free world. If you include men into rape statistics, right? More men get raped than women, but we don't include criminals into statistics because, and the FBI is responsible for this, the FBI will not include prison rape in rape stats because prisoners aren't human beings. And when we dehumanize these guys, then we don't mind that the population in America is 2.2 million people in prison. When Paul started Prison Legal News, I believe it was 1990, there was 1.2 million in prison. Now we're up to 2.2. And we get away with this because we're not putting humans in there. We're putting weird, bad, evil people in there, gerbils. Now there are violent offenders. There are horrific acts of crime that go on. But it seems like all the people I've been talking to, and I've had ex-cons verify this, almost everyone there is either was doing illegal drugs or was robbing a drug dealer. There always seems to be some sort of drug-related thing. This is in North America, in Canada and America, where drugs weren't considered that bad in the 20s and 30s. People did cocaine. People had heroin on them. And the amount of junkies was a pretty normal number that wasn't spiraling out of control. They tried prohibition. It didn't work. They tried drug prohibition, and it appeared to work. And now we have these, we have rape jokes. You can't make rape jokes about women. That's the worst thing you can do. But you can always talk about how Bubba in jail is going to rape this dude. Not only is Bubba raping that dude, but prison guards are raping prisoners, and female prison guards are raping prisoners. You see, if you're in a cage, you're a slave, so you can't have consensual sex. College students, you guys love talking about broad definitions of rape. Take a look at prison. I got it all in there for you. I think one of the most consequential events recently with fighting for prison reform and getting people to wake up to the fact that there aren't 2.2 million bad guys in America. Okay, there's a tiny fraction of that. The rest of them are domestic disputes where the guy was with his girlfriend's house despite a restraining order that she forgot she put on him. Ridiculous drug war crap. And I'm not just talking about a guy selling. I'm talking about a fight that went on for territory or some other dumb problem for what? Cocaine? The thing Wall Street traders do when they want to become a chatty Cathy and they barely slept the night before? All of these ridiculous crimes. Sometimes half of the guys in there don't even have a charge yet. They're just waiting. We're all sitting there rotting on remand, as Billy Bragg would say. But I honestly think one of the greatest things for prison reform, besides all these lawsuits, the Prison Legal News is suing prisons for the ridiculous phone fees. You're charging like over $1 a minute to call collect when you're in prison. There's all these strange goings on that are very profitable that we don't know about. But my favorite event to fight for prison reform was Jeffrey Ross roasting them. When he got those prisoners up on stage and started making fun of them, it was a huge step towards humanizing these people. We are in a country, we are in a continent where everything is illegal. In New York, it's illegal to have an ice cream cone in your back pocket. This is an old horse stealing rule where you'd put the ice cream cone in, horse would have a few licks, and as you're walking away, you'd go, it's not me, the horse likes ice cream. We have thousands of those rules. We just had a guy spend how long in jail? Almost a decade in jail, I think, for selling lobster tails out of the wrong type of bag. The government is in control here. Hillary Clinton, after Benghazi, she didn't know who did that video, but she decided to blame it on him and guaranteed an arrest before she had known if he had done anything illegal. She just said, don't worry, we're going to arrest this guy. I'll think of something. That's what the government can do right now. They can think of something and you're in jail. So it's only a matter of time before you or a loved one becomes a prisoner. So they have to be humanized. because they are human beings. And that's what Jeffrey Ross did when he brought them on stage. He said, we don't have 2.2 million criminals in jail. We have 2.2 million people in jail. People like this.
Let's talk to Curious George over here.
My name's E.T.
Your name's E.T.? Oh, I thought you looked familiar.
Real dudes, actual guys, brothers, cousins, sons, dads, moms.